I throwing you off?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
I can't remember what happened last night. All I can remember is a song that goes like this.
What do you feel of the progress so far, my contributions to the entire effort? What role are you actually playing in this?
Well, I am actually quite pleased that after 8 months, you have finally come up to do some work.
Hi! Welcome to Jen's Cabin Update. We are sitting out on the sun porch. Today, we have installed the wonderful exhaust fan that now air conditions the outside. And if we walk around the front, this side of the house is going to be a sun porch up until the side of the house here. And this is going to be a screened-in, covered front porch. It will go out 2 feet past the decking here into the wilderness. But this is going to be a third season room. I will use this 3/4 of the year.
I remember when I set the piers and when I put the floor joists down.
Yes.
I think you visited once for an hour or so at that time.
So the steel here on the front porch, which is covering up my 14-foot 2x4s that Dad ordered way too many of, is actually intended for the roof. We have to finish both sides. Robert, please explain to us why we still have to finish both sides of the roof.
When I'm up here, Jenny's not. So, that's the way it goes.
What are the biggest challenges that faces us in constructing this cabin, shall we say?
See, that's one of your immediate challenges, is that you don't even understand the proper terminology. That is in no way a cabin. This is a 2-story home.
So here is my internal breaker box. One by one, I'm wiring each circuit of the house, and there'll be a total of 15 feeding not the interior, but also the exterior and the fairy fire ring when we're done with it. I have 15 breakers. Now the breaker box itself will hold a full 20 amp breakers. You'll notice this poor little sad flying in mid-air receptacle. This was the very first item we wired after we figured out how not to blow up ourselves. Tell me, how has the wiring gone so far? What involvement have I had? Have you been pleased with my ability to pick it up?
Well, you're right. It's an extremely dangerous task. That's why I've decided to let you do most of the hands-on wiring yourself. I figure that you've got longer to live than I do.
These are the stairs. As everything in this home, we are overbuilding, and we're building it as if you could moor a ship in high seas to it. I have a Catahoula leopard cur, which requires sighting before he will climb a pair of stairs. According to the Louisiana state law, this is the state dog of Louisiana, by the way, it takes at least 18 months for this dog to realize that there is a solid structure here and he is not going to fall through.
You'll have to admit that that first receptacle you wired up that kept blowing, that was a little bit of an anomaly.
When it came time to actually wire the house, we had to make a decision. Was it a shortest distance between A, being the breaker box, and B, being where the final power outlets were going to be, by running it through the walls or under the house? And it turned out that it was a shortest distance to run under the house, bring it up at a central point, and then under the walls. Now, was that the first receptacle I wired up, or the first receptacle you used as a teaching moment for me?
It was a demonstration to show you what not to do.
Our first gigantic electrical achievement, was taking the wire underneath the house and wiring an exhaust fan. Robert, tell them today of what we went through with the T111, the excess nails, because whoever nailed that wall needed to be fired. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And then the point of panic where we actually had to place a phone call to a qualified electrician and ask his opinion.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, we had to call. Well, the T111 thing,
Higher.
the T111 thing, I had nailed it before and I needed my ass kicked for that because I nailed the shit out of it.
He's such a good free laborer.
But installing the frame for the fan, Jenny, I had to cut everything 4 times. Every board had to be cut 4 times because she'd say no, a quarter inch. And every time she told me I need a 1/4 inch off of it. I said, how about a half?
Here is the fan. And you notice we do not have it attached to an actual switch yet. This will come later. We were just trying to make sure the product worked. We were very concerned about that. But with the help of so many Y chromosomes, and I'm talking about the testosterone on site, it was amazing. I did all the actual work. They sat back, coached, consulted, told me what to do, and now I am a mere woman. But I was able to take their information and apply it and not kill myself and add electricity to this fan product here. Am I accurate in recounting yesterday's events of, now little girl, I don't mean to scare you, but you should always close your eyes when throwing a breaker.
Yes, I believe that I did use those words, and I believe I probably saved you from a lifetime of blindness.
We're on the loft area on the balcony. We're now appearing at the peak. And when it came time for us to fit in and kind of puzzle through the extra T111, Robert was very creative against my obstinance. I am a female. I didn't want to waste any more materials. So he worked with me against his better judgment, and this is the first time we're revealing it. If you follow my hand upwards, you will notice a standard 2x4, which is built into the wall, but then this extra little piece. So Robert, tell us, why do we have this extra little nubbin of 2x4 up here?
Because Jenny didn't want to do it right and use another 3 foot of T111.
Now I had pre-cut, pre-measured. It's a symmetrical house. It should not have been anything but a perfect fit.
Sure. It should have been. Everything that should have been isn't.
Oh, my goodness, my
That's
goodness.
why I always tell you, measure twice, cut once.
You've been telling me that since Christmas.
Just like on the fan, 4 cuts on every board.
And as we look upward, first of all, the ladder is still in place because Robert and I did not have the energy that day to remove it. But if you follow the ladder upward, you will notice at the top there's a weird triangle color of T111 that doesn't match anything. Now, I begged Robert to let me recut a full sheet of T111 so that we could place it into the peak without any sort of gap. Robert was on the ladder. Thank God for Robert, because he did go to the heights for me. However, he was very manly about it. We don't need no new piece of T111. We're just going to put it in place as it is. Would you agree, Robert?
I say you lie to your friends, I lie to mine. We ain't gonna lie to each other.
Now, what do you think the point forward approach should be with completion of this cabin so I can move in?
Oh, I think we should probably go ahead and begin installation of the toilet.
So here we are at the site of the notorious septic tank and installation. You will notice as I point toward the septic pipe, not yet connected to the house, but ready. I could flush a toilet at my leisure, if only I had a toilet to flush. This is where Greg truly helped us out today. He moved 18 wheelbarrows of dirt to finish filling in around the main 500-gallon septic tank today, and then also to the flush out point. Now you notice we have a dog laying here. The dogs have decided that the fresh dirt is cooler than the 99-degree heated dirt. So they've been digging it up throughout the day, so perhaps Greg will come back in a few weeks and refill in all the dog holes. Let me show you some video of Greg pushing a wheelbarrow, though.